I just remembered something. Well, there are many, there are numberless stories, experiences happening all life. Recently, from Taiwan, my translator, who painted gold to Pema Sambhava here some years ago, translator for many years in Taiwan. Sometimes she writes that her brother has a clinic, but what do you call it? There's a group of people who give trouble to take money and to give trouble. I forgot the name. Scam. Gam. What? Scam. No, it was called not scam. Mafia. Mafia. He has paid a lot of money. I don't know whether they should come to get money or threaten. Sometimes write to me then what's the best puja to do or best prayer to them to not get killed, her brother to not get killed, and so many sometimes she writes, and yes, good one. They come again, they ask for different things. And the recent one is they have to sell they have to give away their house or to a clinic. And, sort of these many problems. So always she's worried. So I was telling her recently, I mean, this is not only her, this world is full of this, Even ourselves have gone through that, and some of us, we are having the same experience, it's possible. So anyway, I told her, this is nothing new. This very old one, there's nothing new. We have gone through this from beginningless rebirth, these problems, your problem, your brother's problem, your family problem, this and that. As I told her, this is nothing. There are other people in the world, double, triple, 100,000 more problems than you, your family. In the world, there are people who have double, triple, 100,000 unbelievable problems. But you see, we are just talking. You have to understand. We are just talking only this life problem. Only this life. Only a few years, few months, few weeks. Only that problem. Only this life. We're not talking about problem was he worried about past life problems, for past life, do puja for the past life problems. So, yeah, to puja for the past life problems, the problem, beginningless rebirth, there was a problem. And we never think that. I mean, like myself, we don't think that at all. And even though you intellectually accept after becoming Buddhist, but really don't. So. The reality from beginningless rebirth, gone through the problems. Numberless times. Then, not only that, again, if you don't practice Dharma in this life, don't learn Dharma. In order to practice, you have to learn. You don't get the actualized path to nirvana, to enlightenment, to Buddhahood. So then you see, because you see, you don't think. First is the job. First is the job, to get money, and Dharma is the second or third. Even though you do accept Dharma, but it's maybe fourth. Not even second, third, and fourth, sort of maybe last one. When you have time, only when you have time, only it's okay for you, then you do Dharma. If you know some, if you're not limited, then you do Dharma. Only it's okay with you. Others don't bother you, enemies and so forth, and don't bother you, kind of, for some people like that. For some people, of course, because of the problem, then from the heart, deep down from the heart, then you have no other solution, no other way to explain. If it happens or the liberation or freedom, so practice Dharma. You allow yourself to practice Dharma. You allow yourself, you give freedom to yourself to practice Dharma. So that Dharma is left out on the fourth or fifth, I don't know what. So kind of that, so then you see, you do only one. That's not the first thing. That's the only solution for the life. Problems bring peace and all that. It's the only solution, but but what is the most important is done fourth and fifth in the life. And the first is you get job and money and things like that. About also of this life, just sort of that. You see, so then of course the problem. Then problems like rainfalls of problems. And the hundreds of problems and thousands of problems at even the same time, and one after another, never finished problems. So I was saying how then you think about also that we have to go through, until you're not free from samsara, you see, and until we actualize the path. Wisdom directly perceiving emptiness, at least, renunciation. Even there's no bodhichitta. So that we can see the cause of suffering, the delusion and karma. So the seed of delusion and karma you can seize by having the wisdom directly perceiving emptiness. So then, for that, of course, you need to start teachings on emptiness, truth, and mathematical teachings, and hear listen from qualified teacher, and then reflect and meditate. And I didn't tell details like that. So then become to practice Dharma the most important thing. So otherwise you go never finish problem. Your problem, your family problem, that never finish. And then those are the result of past negative karma collected numberless eons ago, or even this life, in the early life, created many causes of problems. Unable to practice Dharma means taking care of the mind. If you're able to take care of mind, you can able to take care of your body from disease and so forth. You're able to take care of your body if you're able to take care of your mind. That's the best way. That's the best way. Unable to take care of your mind, and then 100,000 times you take care of the body, you juggle a whole city, you juggle whole Melbourne or Bendigo 2-3 times a day. 2-3 times a day, juggle, so from early morning, get up earlier and then do prostration to the to the meditative field, to Guru Dharma Sangha, 35 Buddhas, so like that, during practice. So that, get up early morning and jiggle. Of course, I don't mean all the jiggles are not Dharma. I'm not saying that. Well, I'm sure for some people, for bodhisattvas, or even non-bodhisattva, or who has renunciation of this life, or renunciation of the next life, the future samsara. Of course, for them, even the juggle, or I don't know how to say, juggle or jiggle, become Dharma for them, become Dharma. So no question about bodhisattva. So due to bodhichitta, cherishing sentient being, no question there. So anyway, so I was saying this she could often report, problems of family and brothers. So I do this prayer, do that prayer, do this mantra, read the Golden Eye Sutra or on the wrist, answer for that. And anyway, so I was telling this general idea, so she understand. But not only that, there are many other students, other people, and others like that. So, because this is my brother, this is my this. You see, the attachment. Or leave aside the self-cherishing thought, just attachment, So, but you see, there are numberless sentiments with the same family. They all happen your brother numberless times. They all happen your sister numberless times. It's the same thing, whole family. Numberless sentiments of the six realms. They all happen in your family. Including numberless helpings, all happen in your family. You see, thinking from beginningless rebirths, yes, everyone has been your mother. Everyone has been kind to you from beginningless rebirth, like this present life mother and. Kind of like that, generally speaking. So if you think this way, then mother from beginningless rebirth, kind to you from beginningless rebirth. That is unbelievable. So all sentient beings in your heart. It comes in your heart, like your disliked mother, father, brother, sister. You see, that's also with the attachment. You see, but even the problem, you never think of their past life problems from beginning to end. You never think of that. Don't think of that. And also future endless problem of samsara. If you don't read Dharma, if you don't practice Dharma, you don't think that. Don't read Dharma, don't practice Dharma, then it's endless suffering of samsara again. You have to go through your brother, your family. You don't think that. So only the few years, few months, few weeks, this problem. My brother, my sister, my this, my that. Very strong, with very strong attachment. You only think this. Jail suffering, samsara. As I mentioned, is the suffering pain, suffering of the death, suffering of rebirth, old age, so forth. Suffering pain, then then after all that, as I explained, the sutra, Lamrim teachings, the beside the Lord, and the human being suffering, and about 8 or about 6, and the sura, asura being suffering, so that. Then suffering of pain, then after that, then samsara pleasures. Sorry. Then the pleasure of the eating, drinking, enjoying the house, as we're doing now, and then in this universal compassion stupa, is the name? Universal compassion stupa inside. At the moment we're here, due to karma. It is amazing. It is not a dream. It is not a dream in our life. So not eyes closed, not dream eyes closed, and settle your breath. I mean, quite. Some quiet, most quiet, and some not quiet. Some big noises. I just remember in Singapore. No, not Singapore, sorry, Hong Kong. We have one center there, So co-director is the director is Memba, my relative, monk, also resident teacher, but the co-director is Esther. So many years ago we met. So she doesn't people she didn't have sleep for many years, so many years, because her husband snoring every night. Now should be okay to say this. Now should be okay to say this. So all night, every night, snore. A very big snoring every night. So she didn't have sleep for, 30 years. Couldn't sleep. For so many years, could not sleep. So I just remember that. The story, by the way. Now not sleeping together. So for a long time. But for many years, yes. Every night, so much snoring, never, I think they have sleep or something like that. So what was that? So pleasure of music, pleasure, then pleasure of sleep, pleasure of sex, and pleasure of so many things. So it's in the West, individual people have what pleasure they want, and they try everything. So even you jump, you go and buy airplane, and then you come out in the sky with a parachute, and then you hold the hands round, carrying a parachute, and then sometimes some people drops down. I mean, so high, and then doesn't show. It dropped, but doesn't show in the TV. Doesn't show. Some people get dropped. Cannot see even parachute drops. So like that, all kinds. They tie to the wings, and you try to fly. I mean, the birds always fly. The birds, even the birds, and then the flies, and the mosquitoes fly, and the mosquitoes they fly. You know, I mean, see, even the small flies. Nighttime they produce the electricity, the light, you know, the blue light. What's it called? Fire. What do you call? Huh? Fireflies. Fireflies. So we don't have light from the body, but they have light, and I mean, so yeah. I mean, like this tiniest of flies, although they fly, or there's some kind of cow dung or something, you know, substance, and they fly on the top. They're tiny, or there's no particular substance, but the tiny plants, and say, yeah, that. When I was very small in Solukumpu, when my teacher wasn't with me, my teacher was my uncle, Aku, Gelong, that time, aspect Gelong. So when he was not with me, then there was summertime, so stay outside, not in the room, outside. So there was two hands go like this. Then there's some flies killed, you know, some very tiny. The hand is small, so unfortunately not big hand. Then more get crushed, you know. So there's some. Then I give that body in the corner of the room, outside. What do you call the other side is a firewood parlor. So we have a tiny place there where my teacher and myself. So I'm supposed to read all day long Dharma texts. So when my teacher was not there, I do like this. And then some get killed, and then I give the body to the spiders. In the corner of the room, there's some spider webs. So they put their website in the corner. Before he even start website, spiders, they started already website. Long time ago. So I threw on them, then I watch how they eat. How they usually upside down. They eat from bottom. And probably the head is hard to eat for them. So they leave the it's like a motorcycle. So, people wear something on the head, thick one. It's like that. So they leave the head, not the whole head, but just the skull. I think. So that's I watch. So I watch how they eat. So that. Sometimes I threw on their website. Then I threw other, not animal, other things. I think they know that it's not animal. I think. So in the West, especially in the West, all kinds of pleasure what they're looking for. All kinds. So yeah. Then can go there. So I have a lot of negative karma to purify. Including those childhood time what I did. So much to practice Dharma to purify. Or experience the result, for thousands, millions of lifetimes. From those karma, just even from those karma, all of that is. So the so those pleasure, which you can't continue because Dharma happiness you can continue. And you can develop, you can achieve total cessation of the cause of samsara, the delusion and the karma. You can cease, totally cease, including the imprinted seed. You can cease totally, and impossible to continue. To grow, impossible. So there is no cause of suffering. So there is no suffering. There is no true suffering. There is no true cause of suffering from the Four Noble Truths. So because of the true cessation of suffering, you have achieved through the true path, wisdom directly perceiving emptiness. Based on the renunciation of samsara, so then also you can achieve peerless happiness, ultimate happiness, the peerless happiness, Buddhahood, total, that's Sanskrit, but total cessation of obscurations and completion of realizations you can achieve. That complete Dharma happiness, you see. But the samsara pleasure you can't. You can't continue. You see, you can't continue and you can't develop like Dharma happiness. So you see, not only we try this life, in this life, not only that, but from beginningless rebirth, from beginning, we tried past lives, we tried from beginningless rebirth, we tried numberless times, we tried, did not continue, tried again. So the dissatisfaction continued from beginningless rebirth up to now. One of the great suffering, dissatisfaction, continued from beginningless rebirth up to now. So that's the biggest suffering. So slowly it will continue. If you don't practice Dharma, if you don't learn Dharma, don't reflect, meditate, who don't do that this life, well, there's all the opportunity. Have found extremely rare the human body, and especially perfect human body received endowed or received 8 freedoms and 10 richness. Tawajedan joatu. Or then which is extremely rare, so rare. So much of our past lives, we were born where you can't hear human voice. Even human voice you can't hear. So much of our life has been like this, where you can't hear even human voice at all. So like that in the past. And then I met with the Dharma, omniscient one, kind towards every single sentient being. Towards every single sentient being. Whether they complain Buddha, whether they worship Buddha, whether they complain Buddha, however, from Buddha's side, same compassion to every single sentient being. There's no one sentient being left out. There's no one insect, no matter how tiny it is, not one left out that Buddha's compassion doesn't embrace. Buddha's compassion does not embrace. There's no one tiny insect left, no matter how small it is, no matter how big it is. So like that, you see, and omniscient one, kind, compassionate towards us, all the sentient beings, not only yourself. So Buddha's teaching have met the liberating to not be reborn Lord, liberating from samsara, liberating from raw nirvana, enlightening. Oh, Buddha's teaching the way I met. So, Kasura is extremely rare, again, which is extremely rare. Then Kasura met Kasura. Then his honest Dalai Lama to Kasura, the virtual friend. Perfect virtual friend, was proved from Buddha's quotations, teachings, quotations, and that is Genesis. From the quotations, proved that Buddha said, like that. So extremely rare happened. So these. Few years, few months, few weeks. So our human life is unbelievable precious, so precious. So they were saying, that gives incredible opportunity to learn Dharma, to practice, to actualize paths, to nirvana, to enlightenment. Wow. So this. So we have to recognize, we have to remember all the time. I have to remember all the time. To be mindful this, not become, how to say, African English. Not become kind of like one doesn't think you don't value for that. You don't think how precious it is. You don't think the careless and sort of you don't recognize how precious it is, how fortunate you are. You don't realize. And what's the English word? I've forgotten. Huh? What? Take. That's right. Take it granted. So they say, take granted, then we waste so much of our human life, precious human life. Years, our life we waste. Not only days, not only hours and days, weeks, months, and years we waste. Wasted already a lot. Wasted already so much. That kind of, if you think it, if you think seriously, it can cause heart attack, kind of like that. So, what was I saying? So the conclusion is that I told her. So the solution is to practice. It's always like this. You see that? I mean, samsara, natural samsara, and you experience the past karma, and more hours, and then you saw then again endless. You don't practice Dharma, So, so the solution is to practice Dharma. So that. Someone sent many. Every time she asked, I sent prayers, mantras, for success, for this and for that, and what text to read, and all that. But you see, the solution is you have to understand the practice Dharma. That's the only solution. There's no way to be free from samsara. Other than practicing Dharma, there's no other way. There's no Western scientific way to run away from samsara. No Western scientific way or some other way to run out, to escape from samsara. There's no such thing. They haven't discovered what Western scientists, who has the highest knowledge, haven't discovered yet samsara. To escape from samsara, first you have to explain. You have to know what samsara is. So they haven't discovered yet. So they haven't discovered yet samsara. Then there's no way how to be free from samsara to explain. There's no way. So that's the only omniscient kind of compassion that Guru Sakyamuni Buddha's teaching that we have met. Yeah, okay. You see, what do you think, a billion times, 100,000 billion times, all comes, if you have wisdom, or if you have met Dharma, all comes to conclusion to practice Dharma. Nothing else. Even to recite Om Mani Padme Hum, that's the essence of Dharma. That's everything. It's inside. 6 syllables, it's everything. That helps. That helps quickly to be free from samsara. So unbelievable fortunate. We're extremely humble, extremely fortunate. How we're fortunate. Such a, you see, just by reciting that, then quickly you become free from samsara, not only free from lower realm, but free from entire samsara, oceans of samsara. You are free from oceans of samsara suffering forever. That, you see. So that, you see, so I I said that His Holiness the kindness is like sky, limitless sky. Even by reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, like myself, by reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, and then free from oceans of samsara suffering, oceans of hell-driven suffering, oceans of hungry ghost suffering, oceans of animal suffering, oceans of human being suffering. So I left one. Because of the like Dharma happiness, you can't continue. You can't like that. It's not like Dharma. Samsara pleasure. It's not like Dharma happiness where you can continue. You can complete. Because it is nature of suffering. That pleasure is nature of suffering. Samsara pleasure is nature of suffering, so you can't continue, you can't develop. As I described before. And then those two overall, it's all suffering, suffering and change. And those two suffering came from third suffering, progressive compounding suffering. So the aggregates, Pumbo, Sajaj Pumbo, Pumbo the contaminated aggregates, so this aggregates under the control, not free, under the control of the delusion karma, so it's pervaded by suffering. That often hear what His Holiness says. And then and then say contaminated aggregates, contaminated the seed of delusion karma. So from this seed, again suffering rises. And delusion rises again from the seed of delusion karma. That's our compound suffering of this life. From the seed, compound is the suffering of future life. Future life rebirth and all the sufferings is it? Compound. So like that. So the text is mentioned. Due to that, then this aggregate is pervaded by suffering. So this is the fundamental suffering that we have put effort to see nature of suffering, and so by generating renunciation. To be free from these, then you see, by actualizing path, then the wisdom directly perceive emptiness, and then from that, then we become totally free from this third suffering. By being free totally from this suffering, which is the foundation, then we can be free forever from the suffering of pain and suffering of change. We become totally free forever. Then that comes only through Dharma, nothing else. Doctor cannot operate. In the hospital, you pay billions of dollars, and you ask the doctor to operate, take out the delusion karma. You can't do that. Because a doctor can't, even you pay $1 billion, doctor can't see delusions. So it's only the mind. It's not physical. It's not physical. It's not physical. It's not physical. I mean, in Tantra, it mentioned body and mind. Mind has a gross mind, a subtle mind, extremely subtle mind. And the body is gross body, subtle body, extremely subtle body. So that in Tantra explained like this, more secret things functions, their functions and their existence, what they can do, positive things, achieving, quickest way, achieving Buddhahood, total cessation, obscuration, completion, realization, or the quickest way to achieving enlightenment, or due to subtle, extremely subtle body and extremely subtle mind, to do it by using these things. So you see, So this delusion is not body, it's mind. It is not form. It is not form. The delusion is not form. Deceiving thought is not a form. It's not sukh, it's not form. It's formless. It's formless. So doctor, just even from that side, general, from that side, doctor can't operate. So in the hospital, and doctor can do that, and you don't meditate. You just go, you just rush in the hospital, doctor to operate your delusions. Take it out of your delusions and karma. I wish there's a doctor like that in the West. You don't need to meditate. Just in a minute, in a minute, you become enlightened. Issue nirvana is on the after operation. So then, yeah, anyway, I'm joking. So I want to tell you this. You see, I want to tell you this. I want to mention to His Honesty, the science and mind. His Honesty doing now for so many years. So I want to, last time Sarah, I wanted to, what I can bring up this issue. I just wonder what they will say, the scientists. My guru, past life, from whom I received many initiation, many commentaries, Sudra and Tantra. So Rinpoche himself saw in Pakri Pagri is where I lived 3 years in Tibet. After Solo Khumbu, went in childhood time in Tibet, and lived 3 years, Pagri. Pagri is close to Bhutan. So I escaped from, actually there's a monastery between Pagri and Tromo. Tromo, where I went to become monk, ordained the Tromo Geshes, great yogis, the Tromo Geshe, which is the first one, his monastery, Tromo Tunga Kamba. So there are many branches in India. Tibet, more in India, many branches near Darjeeling and all these areas. Tromo Geshe, which is the great yogi, going back now, the present incarnation Sarah, one before passed away in America, and the one before that is the great yogi. So in this monastery, I was ordained there. So this great yogi, there were several other lamas, guided by one lama. I think with him for quite a number of years. Then one day he sent each lama to a different direction. Tibet. He sent them to a different direction. So one, he told, you can't benefit others, but you can live your life in your own practice. So I sent one to Zhang, upper place of Tibet. Then one, Tromo Geshe, the guru sent him, you go Tromo, this part of Tibet, near Sikkim, Tromo. What in the eastern part of Tibet, I'm not sure. He said, advise you to go there, and you can benefit so many sentient beings. Tromo Geshe, the guru advised him like that. So different disciples, the guru sent in different directions, where they have karma to be. So when the great yogi came, Tromo is in the forest, lived in the forest, maybe in the cave or something like that. So the sheep herd, looking after sheep, of I think some rich family in Tromo. So see from far, not 80, glorious, the large, like, kind of gorilla. Bring fruit, goes in the cave, bring fruit. That's what see from distance. Then sometimes they see a monk, just a simple monk, and they're coming out sometimes. Then one back and told the family, the rich family in the area, told whose animal he's looking after, the sheep herd. So the family mother said, invite that monk down in the shrine room. So the next day he went up the sheep herd and told the monk. And then monk did accept, and he came down, lived in the shrine room, the family. Then after 1 year, he asked the parents, he asked the rich family there, what did he want to build a monastery? So they built a monastery. Yeah. So that's the place where I became a monk, not in Solokambur, Tibet. After only 6 or 7 months. So during those time, I think maybe before I came, or Tibet was Tibet, the earlier taken by the mainland China, the government. I think before I came to even Jomo Geshe's monastery, became monk around that time. So during the time when I was in the monastery, it was already taken by the Kasure. Mainland China government, the Kasure. So many changes happening. No freedom happening. There's near to India, so not very quick. So slow. So that where I lived most is Pakri, 3 years in Pakri. So I forgot. Now I forgot why I'm talking about this. The original, huh? Oh, I said, okay. All right. So my guru, so I was there in Pakri. Every day during puja, every day we have a small temple with my teacher and few monks. We go to every day one family, next day one family, next day another family. It's all fixed. There's only one day empty without puja, without need to go to family house to puja. New Year maybe 3 days free, I'm not sure. Otherwise, every day you have to go to family house to puja. So there are different monasteries. They belong to Garden, belong to Rashurumbo Monastery, Penchenambicha Monastery, the Katsure Rashurumbo, Kumbhakon, 2 types of monastery, and then there are many different monasteries, Tangta College, and so each monastery, some benefactors are together, some are different, and so like that puja. So the Kasura for the family, and then control that's where I think they served people from the monastery and that. So Song Rinpoche, he was in the Pakri. He saw a family. He saw in one family there was a human being without head. My teacher, Dr. Song Rinpoche. So one family had one human being. There's a body, but no head. And then when he feel hungry or cold, then his hand, then he rubs his stomach, and then people understand what he wants, what he needs. So sometimes they have to take him outside in the sun. Then tsamba is put in spoon. Tsamba is put in the spoon. Put here where there's a throat. Here, tsamba is put like that. You have to understand. This my guru told. There's Swamiji told me. And there's no reason why my guru, Jabja Swamiji, like us, telling like us, there's no purpose, but no profit. No business of that, no profit. Nothing he gets, there's nothing there. He told me, Rinpoche told me, us who were there, Rinpoche told. And then later, when I was in America, there's a very precious text, Dharma text, Kundang Rinpoche. Giant Shepa, Kundang Jamian Shepa, Doji, Jamian Shepa Doji is the highest Lama, the Giant Shepa Doji, but not that one, another one, Kundang Jambeyang, another one. Or in this text it says, in Amdo there's another human being. He wrote in the text, another human being without head. So I saw extra. And Amdo, Kundang Jambeyang said he saw a human being without a head. In this teaching, in this collection of teachings. So I thought, what the Western point of view, what the science would say, where their mind is abiding. They don't have head, they don't have brain. So, but their mind, they're functioning. So that was my question to the Western scientist. Because a Tibetan that doesn't have only brain is mind. I mean, so many years ago at Kapan, one I think liberally intelligent, psychologist, psychologist came from Thailand. So we debated outside Lama Lundra's room. There was an old Gomba, so we had some debate. And so he said the mind is waves, waves of the brain is the mind. It's still kind of physical. Waves still form. Waves of the brain is the mind. He said that. I think he may be accepting religion. He may be accepting religion because he is the one who said why the world suffers so much, even though it's created by the God. I think somebody who accepted religion also, I think. So he said, the world is suffering because God punished. So you see, so there's an answer on the basis of the belief that the world is created by God. So here's a little better answer that one more answer. The rest would not answer. Here's just one answer that God punished because they did some I don't know, they did some bad thing, so God punished. A little bit better answer. But I go by the root. Why? If the God didn't create the world, it's better. If God didn't create the world, God didn't create the people, animal. God didn't create the living beings. Then living beings don't have to suffer. Going back original. Why God have to create? Why? What is the reason? I was going back to the root, and why isn't better God didn't create the world, so don't have to suffer. You see, up to now, so isn't better to not create the world? Why God created? That was a question. That was my biggest question towards beliefs, God. So didn't get answer, right answer to that. So that was my the most important question. Isn't it better God didn't create the world? That's the simplest question, biggest question, the most important question. Yeah, so that all the sufferings would, killing each other. I mean, you see, many times happened in the world, millions and millions and millions of people killed. This happened historically a few times in the world. So those things would not happen, suffer. So my question is this. Yeah, so these human beings didn't have brain. But you see, they feel hot and cold and hungry and all that. That is the you see. That is it happened. Who says this is a great lamas, actualize path to enlightenment. So, you see, like that. So what about that? Then I want to say, in the West, you see, there are so many movies, so many, you see. I mean, so many people have experienced up to 100 ghosts in the West. So many people have experienced 100 ghosts. In the movies shown, but also actual experience. You see, became more and more a common experience. Do they have brain? Do the 100 ghosts have brain? Oh, that's my question. I think they bought the brains from they bought their brains from where? New York? Or they bought the brains from Tahiti? From where? They bought the brains. That's one question. You see, there's a small child in France, for example. all the doctors in the hospital said the child would die, cannot survive. They all decided, won't survive. But the Geshe Lama Kuncho is from Tibet. And he was studied philosophy, of course, yes, but a monk who also does a lot of pilgrimage, take Tangtri teachings, Sutra, Lamrim teachings, and is a monk who does like that. So meditate. So he lived in Zum, close to Tibet. It was forbidden for the tourists to go. Now it's opened. It was forbidden for a long time, many years. So he was there for many years at a retreat. And he escaped from Tibet. All their Chinese armies were, I don't know, the car or tent or something, snowing. It was snowing, and there were Chinese armies going next, near the car or something. Chinese army going, but they didn't notice something like that. And he did puja, he did council, he did puja, escaping. So then snow came after puja. There was nothing clear, but the snow came afterwards, after he did puja, to escape. Then even Chinese armies going there, but couldn't recognize. So he was some for many years. There's military caves and like that. So just short. So we lived here, Kapon. You see, after Lama passed, we met during Lama's time, Buddha and maybe the Kapon, but Buddha especially. We did puja inside the stupa, I remember. Inside the stupa, many monks, we did puja. There was a Rongdar, which a young one did an offering bath to the merit-filled offering bath puja. And there's a Geshe Lama going to, I think, organize. And I think he was benefactor organized many years ago. Yeah, it was during Lama's time. And after Lama passed away, so Lama Lundu was, even during the Lama's time, Lama Lundu was the heart of the Gabon teacher, teaching Dharma, philosophy, but also looking after discipline. So he was the main Gabon's kind of like breath or the heart, so that. So we felt, I felt the need, great need, Gabon, wanting to teach the Western students, guide them, teach meditation, and give teaching. The other one is also guide or give teachings to the our monks, so like that. So So I think maybe did some prayers. Also, I think he came from his hermitage to the Sabbath here. So his family house was the benefactor to Geshe-Lama Kuntu. So he just came from hermitage, and then he came to Tenzo Sopa's family house. Then from there, I think he had a sort of rush to come to Kapan, and he, without going back in the cave, hermitage, without going back, packing anything, just left from his family, Tenzo Sopa's family house. Sort of was in sort of rush or something. He left. So to Kapan. So for many years he kept teaching to those students and guided them meditation, and also their Yamantaka retreat or Bajayakini retreat for Kapan nuns, and so those things were done, guided him. And then he also taught Taiwan for years, Singapore and Australia. So there, yes, the things benefited many people, and I don't know, these things he did. Then. Then after quite a number of years, then he went back to Tum to pack up. Then that time I think he showed in the Sapa tree. Under the tree he lived. He practiced Dharma without house, without home, without house. Under the tree, 3 years, and he showed Tenzo Sopa. Tenzo Sopa he took Tenzo Sopa to there, show that tree. And so anyway, what happened was he was in the cave at Jum. He was doing a retreat. So hairs grew. Very long hairs. So the people there, they never heard, they never saw, never heard anything like that life story. So the sheep heard, saw, then so they were afraid, frightened. So next day, I think 6 or 9, I'm not sure, very strong people came to keep him out. So then she heard the true stones at the cave where he was meditating, the true stones. And then after that he came out of that cave, then he went up, even higher up, then another cave he stayed. Then he left even that, and then under the tree he was 2 years in practice. So I'm supposed to go there after build the Gomba and expand, and there's a Gomba already there. There were nuns. There's a monastery, there's a nunnery, not together, but one is up on the mountain. So I didn't see it. So the build a Latin prayer wheel and other things. She wanted 8 stupas built around and all that many plans. So I'm supposed to come there to bless, but to consecrate. But one Malaysian lady came. She passed away recently. She had diabetes, so she had cut the legs and things. So she hired Russian helicopter, a very big one. So she said, before I spend money, I want to see the nunnery. So then, I think she wished me to go. So I went by helicopter, so I arrived in the very early in the morning. I think they must have got up and carried all the offering, umbrella and many things outside the monastery to greet. So I didn't spend that day. So the nunnery, they offer mandala to. And then after lunch, I think went on the mountain. Down below there's a Milarepa cave where his sister, Milarepa's sister, offered rolled woolen cloth, to Milarepa to wear. But Milarepa, instead of making cloth, they made pieces on these fingers and even the cigarette players, the abajra and all these pieces he made pieces to show the sister, and the sister cried and that came. Then above there's Geshe-Lama-Khyentse's cave. Those country people, they walk up, straight, they walk up like walking the road. And I couldn't do it. I had to put, like animal, like dog, I have to use my 2 legs and 2 hands like this, to go up to the cave, like that. But the caves like this, there's nothing there, it's all hollow. There's nothing there. So Geshe-Lama-Khyentse was there 6 years, like Buddha lived in Asatre's life for 6 years, because Rudrakawa, they lived Asatre's life for 6 years. That near Buddha is similar. Geshe-Lama-Khyentse was there 6 years. Never saw one man, never saw one person during that time, and lived on the food, the wind. there's a kind of collections of stones. You bless and you see it. Then there's a flower. Lama did that. The Lama with the flower pills and sort of Julian taking the essence and do that. So there's water from different places. Water, snow. There are different things where in the solitary place you don't have to run for so far to look for food. You don't need to spend more time, waste time. So for that, is their practice to like that. Taking the essence, So, then you use your time for retreat, the actualize part, and so. So Geshe-Lama going to the wind, taking the essence, the wind. So, but he never tell us. Gabon, we were there with many years, many years, so many years. He tells other stories, like a sign that he achieved renunciation, essence of the path, Lamrim, the essence of Lamrim, the three pencil path, aspect path to enlightenment. Having that realization, the sign in those stories, and those he tells, many stories. But he never tell us he was 2 years doing practice under the tree without home. And in the cave, he lived in this cave 6 years. Like Buddha, the asterisk life, and never tell us. We don't know. So unless that day when I arrived there, I was introduced. Well, I never know before, even though we lived together about many years, so like that. But he did tell me one day, old Gomba upstairs, Lama's room. Maybe I was staying that time there, I'm not sure. Before we get outside the room, he said casually, just not emphasizing, just casually. He said, "Oh, I completed Lama Chapa and Vajrayogini." He said he completed it. So I wasn't sure. He meant words, number of the words. How many times you recite Lama Chapa and Vajrayogini, the prayer. Did he mean that, or he meant actualize the path? So that means enlightened. I didn't get to ask question to him, but I was wondering what he mean that he mean complete Lama Chapa and Vajrayogini. What does he mean this? It made me to think. I didn't get to ask question. So actually he was, by the way, casually just, I did. And then before we get out of the room, so it meant to be he completed the path. So later on, when I saw the cave, then I remembered what he told me, that he completed Lama Chapa and Vajrayogini. That means the path, not the number of words, not number of mantras. You see, I finished. Not that one. He actually completed the path. Means enlightened. Good enlightened means that. But he passed just not, but he passed, by the way, sort of, like that. Then only after that, then I understand what he meant, that means enlightened. Of course, 60 years astral life, I'm sure, I'm sure that once you know the path, sure you achieve it. Once you know how to practice, sure you achieve enlightenment, sure you achieve great realization during that time, of course. So it's in France, all the doctors decided the child will die. They all decided. Nobody opened it. But the Geshe-Lama did 5 minutes prayer, 5 minutes or just very short puja. survived. Like that. Like that. You see, so there is dealing with nagas, other spirits. Nagas, the landlord, there are many other spirits. So you see, the puja is dealing with him. They harm. So you give them present, you explain Dharma to not harm others. So just 3 minutes, recovered. The child lived a long time after that. Like that. So that's very common. Why patients, even in the hospital, they don't accept nagas and those things. In the Western hospital. But these pujas, different pujas, dealing with him, those who give harm, dealing with him, making them happy, give them present, and like substitute the patients, you make with dope, you see, you make figure, you see, then you explain how gigantic, how many, how beautiful, like sky, so like unbelievable. As you recite the prayer, they can see that way. They can see that way. So then afterwards, after you satisfy them, then you teach, like say yourself. Sorry. Like you don't want harm from others, you want to receive happy benefits from others. Just like that, what happens if somebody gives you harm to you? What about that? So now similar, you use the example. If you don't give harm to others, to these patients, you benefit. So you teach Dharma to them. Then patients are recovered. This is the common story. That's the common story. Of course, it doesn't mean anyone does puja recover. It doesn't. I'm not saying that, but it's very common recover. Very common. Of course, it depends on many things. It depends on the pure morality. Person who does puja, living in pure morality, then speech has power. Then they listen to you. Then recover. If you have bodhichitta, no question. That's best. And realize emptiness. So like that. So again, it's not just reciting words, not just that. You know, all the playing Dharma, all the rituals, or not that are not just by that. You see, how much whether that part even you don't know properly, but you have pure. You have pure morality. That the lowest one is your pure morality. Or then that helps you. Whether you don't know the prayers or the rituals correctly or not, but all the many things that then they listen to you. So like that, with this without talking tongue through realizations. It's very common. So how? So I'm saying, okay, samsara, there's a desire realm, all the samsara put together, desire realm, dukam, sukham, sumekam, dukam, so we're in the desire realm, as attached in the five sense pleasures, the animals and so the asura, so they come Then Sugam, form realm. Form realm achieved the form realm through meditation, through samatha, through meditation. He achieved 4 firm contemplation, Sanden, 4 firm contemplation. So it is the 7 categories within this for firm contemplation. So so also in the West, it means you don't accept all the desired beings, asuras, and the Naga and those other lower realm beings. You don't accept, you see. And of course, the question is, I would bring up this, or the form realm has a brain or not, this physical, very physical brain. Then formless realm, then there's no form, formless realm beings. There are numberless form realm beings, numberless formless realm beings. You see? So, do their brain. So then there's a chicken. What? There's a chicken. How many years ago? That about chicken. Second World War. There was one person killed the chicken and cut off the head. Then the chicken didn't die. Then he fed through injection. He fed the chicken here. He fed the chicken through injection, the food. So the chicken lived for 2 years. Then the person took the chicken around. The person took the chicken around the world to raise money. So one day he forgot the food or something. I don't know what happened. Choked. The chicken died. So what about that? The head was chopped. Head with his brain was chopped. What about that? So that thing. So like the spirits, there are many stories. People experience spirits, destruction happened in the house. So more. I mean, they show movie and however many people have. Some people can see spirits. Some not everybody can see, but some people who have the eye, they can see spirits. And sometimes when their fortune is down, they look the fortune down, then they see spirits. You see, that also happens. So what about them? They have brain. Do they have this physical brain as we have? Do they have that? Where did they buy? They bought from Brisbane. No, Brisbane. Bendigo. Okay, I think that's... So all coming back to subdue the mind. The whole thing comes back to practice Dharma. What does that mean? Subdue the mind. Take care of the mind. Look out for the mind. You take care of yourself. That means, take not only body, with the mind. But best way of taking care of the body is best way of taking care of the mind. So the practice Dharma means you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, then that's the basic one. But then on top of that, take care of all the sentient beings, numberless sentient beings, just like yourself. Oh, that is with bodhichitta. Take care. So the conclusion comes on that important, the most important. So I think maybe So we gathered here for that purpose. Okay, yeah. So maybe, sorry, didn't get done. So much stories, so didn't get done. That's okay. Yeah. 그래. 그래서 근데 사제비게 주제면 더를 성계신들이 되고 누가 나나신 저바라쇼 이다만 거를 남아들 다야면 자주선처럼 뭐좀 제왔는지 제왔냐면 권에 공도 배워쇼 Due to the past, present, future merits collected by material merits collected by numberless sentient beings, numberless Buddhas. Which exists in the mere name, merely labeled by the valid mind, from the side of the valid mind. So do that, may the I who is merely labeled by the valid mind exists in mere name, merely labeled by the valid mind. Achieve the bodhichitta, that which exists in mere name, merely labeled by the valid mind. Bring the sentient beings who exists in the mere name, merely labeled by the valid mind. To that Buddhahood which exists in mere name, merely labeled by the valid mind. By myself alone, who exists in my name, merely labeled by the valid mind. One more. due to all the past, present, future merits collected by me, 3-time merits collected by numberless sentient beings and numberless Buddhas, 3-time merits collected by numberless Buddhas. Due to that, may the war, famine, disease, all the problems due to attachment, anger, discriminated thought, and all the dangers of which come from that, all the dangers of fire, water, air, earthquakes, because already dangers of earth, air dangers of earth, the earthquakes, on the tsunamis, ice melting down, oceans increase, wash away the cities, cause a lot of danger to the cities, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars destroy. Although all these things do not happen, start immediately, and perfect peace, happiness, prevailed in everyone's heart by generating loving kindness, compassion, bodhichitta in everyone's heart. And may the Buddha Dharma, from where sentient beings receive peace, happiness, last long, spread in 10 directions, last long time, and sentient beings meet with Dharma, achieving enlightenment as quick as possible. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Shanti